Merry Christmas, everyone. Just kidding. Christmas is over. It is the new year. It is time for new videos, new manga, new content with your same reliable, beautiful talking sloth on the internet. Welcome back, everyone, to the new year. It is 2022 and it is going to be a sweet year for manga, sweet year for manga tubing, and a sweet year for MangaSloth enthusiasts. There's going to be so many insane awesome videos this year and projects and things I want to do, so I'm happy you're all here with me, and 2022 is going to be an awesome year. But before we get right into that, we got one thing to do, and you all know what it is because you are here. It is the last haul of 2021 is in the building, and this last haul for 2021 was awesome. So many sweet manga, it is insane. Without further ado, let's get into the haul and let's look at some awesome manga. MangaSloth hand cam time, the first sloth hands on camera in 2022. Welcome. We're all here for manga, so let's just jump straight in, and we're gonna start off with a bang with a big, old, expensive, ginormous, heavy box set. One that I 100% did not think that I was gonna get in 2021, let alone maybe ever, is none other than the Pandora Hearts Collector's Edition box set. This thing's insane. I never thought I would own it. It was so expensive, and I did not think they were going to be reprinting it again, especially during the last couple years with all that's going on. But here is the inside. As you can see, 12 beautiful volumes that are bigger than normal manga, and they are a collection of 26 volumes, which is the complete set of Pandora Hearts. And you got these beautiful murals all over the box set. And I just want to let you know I did a complete unboxing of this, which was super awesome, and I may have chucked this across my room, which would be a sight to see. You can check that out right here if you want a more in-depth view of this and watching me go over it and taking them all out. This was awesome. 100% not expected, so this is very special. Alrighty, the first single volume of 2022 is Jonah of the Dona, and it is volume 33. Series is still going strong. Doesn't seem like there's an end in sight, and that is great news because I know a lot of you out there are still trying to get the lower volumes of this. Hopefully they start printing some of them so you can get it, because we need more people to read this series. It is wonderful. Speaking of wonderful, we got another Full Metal Alchemist Full Metal Edition, and this one is Sa of the Pisces. It is spicy. This purple may be a little hard to see. These are metallic and these look wonderful. I mean, I've said it a million times, these editions are just the best way to collect Full Metal Alchemist. The pages are wonderful. They're bigger, hardcover, beautiful spines. They look better, they feel better, they are better, in my opinion. Next up, we got Captain Harlock 1, 2, and 3 complete. This is the classic collection. These are the hardcovers of these. I didn't think I was going to be owning these, and I didn't actually know they existed, to be completely honest. I know the Captain Harlock story a little bit, but I've never read it. I've seen some of these from another manga tuber. His name is Weebra. Definitely check him out. He has a manga tubing channel that is awesome, and he's a really cool dude. I seen that he had some of these, and I was like, oh man, I did not know these were a thing. So when I saw it, I started scouring the internet because I wanted these. I found a good deal for these 3 used, and they look pretty good. A couple stickers on the back, but those can be taken off easy. Super cool. Here's another wonderful series that ended last month in December. It is Takana Hana. This is volume 18. This was the final volume, as you can see there. A series that a lot of people know that it's extremely good, and you will want to keep it on your shelves and not be looking to just chuck it and sell it. I would definitely recommend checking this out. And while I have you, I actually have a special edition one here that I also got. They did a second cover, So it's the same volume. It has a couple little extras, but as you can see, the guy's holding up his bride, and then you can see she's holding up him in this one. Slight differences, but super awesome. And then the special edition, the special cover one, came with a thin little booklet which shows you know, a little extra side story, I believe, of them married with children, and it's very funny. One of my wife's favorite series. I definitely recommend 100% checking this out. No matter what you like, I think you'll get something out of this. Next up, we got 2 here. I'm just gonna jump into 2 at a time because we don't got all day. I swear I won't bother you again, and I am a villainess, so I am taming the final boss. A nice quick 2-word title. You love to see it. These are both stories that I don't know too much about, but if you want to know anything about them, like always, comment below and I will get you all the info you need. I will say I do enjoy the border of this one, all this filigree and stuff. That is pretty cool. Both of these are newer series. I believe at the time of this, the number 2s here are the most recent volumes. My wife is reading both of these and she likes them. Next we got Other Side Picnic. This is a little bit of a chunkier one. It's made by Square Enix. I don't know much about this one either. It's got pretty good art. It looks cool, but if I remember correctly, my wife said she did not enjoy this one. I'm not even sure. She might not have finished this one. But if you know anything about this and you think it's good, or you think it gets better, or anything, maybe help me out in the comments and we'll see if we want to continue this one or if it goes on the sell and giveaway pile. Now here is one that is wonderful. A Skull Frozen in Time Volume 4. This is the final volume of this series, so it's 4 of these. This one's a little chunkier, but the other volumes weren't too skimpy. This series is really good. You know, it's got creepy elements and a lot of mystery and things like that trickle down and you got to figure out, and a lot of stuff happens. I mean, that sounds so vague, but I just don't want to give anything away. Super awesome series, and I'm sure I'll be talking about this one in a reading log. I want to get more people reading this, and it's also, like I said, 4 volumes, so it won't break the bank and you get a whole story which you will wholly enjoy. And another series that my wife completed is After the Rain. She got volume 3, 4, and 5 here. Now I've seen After the Rain floating around because I believe another manga tuber, Suki Notes, just finished it also, but my wife finished it and she thought it was good. I will say it wasn't her favorite thing ever. This won't be in her top 20 or something like that of shoujos or anything, but it was good enough that she wanted all the volumes, she read it all, and she enjoyed the read. And these are nice volumes. These are printed very well. I like the way Vertical prints their omnibuses in bigger forms. This feels way better than like a Kodansha one. It just seems better printed. That's my opinion. And we got a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5, Volume 2 of Golden Wind. What a wonderful series. I could blab all day and all night about JoJo's. I love it so much. I'm so excited seeing more and more people in the community who have put it off getting into it and starting to love it. It's so wonderful. Next we got Reborn as a Barrier Master, Isekai on Isekai on Isekai, Kid Reborn as a Barrier Master. Boom, now you don't have to read it, you know everything about it. Just kidding. This was okay. It didn't blow me away. It was just fine. I think it does enough in the volume 1 to build on, and it could be very good, but it's one of those ones that I'm gonna just be reading one at a time and making sure it stays good or keeps getting better, or it will be dropped. Next up is Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest, Volume 6. This one I'm not dropping. This one is good, and man, I wish there was more of these out. This is just one of those series that if there was like 20 volumes, I could probably binge them in a couple days. There's just action, adventure, awesomeness, Cool. Then I got 2 more Shaman King omnibuses, and I did read these ones, and I'm gonna say I'm not the biggest fan of this connection on the spines. The spines are not the worst, but they are definitely not the best. I mean, there's different languages have like these amazing spines. It might be German or something. The spines are just insane. These ones are kind of meh, and I think you already know how I feel about these Kodansha 3-in-1s. They are chunky, the spines have issues, and the Kodansha print quality on these may be okay, but the quality control on them is not always the best. Not a new release, but I got this on a Right Stuff sale. I picked up the Love Sickness. I didn't have this one, and I'm never in a real hurry to buy the Junji Ito books. They're never the greatest. They're just fun little reads, short stories, and stuff like that. Next up here, I got Attack on Titan Before the Fall 3, 4, and 5. I'm buying them because I love Attack on Titan and I want to support it, but I also, in a way, kind of want to read them. It's just getting around to it, knowing that it's before Attack on Titan. I got to get my mind into it, and I want to know what you think. People out there who have read Before the Fall, let me know what you think of Before the Fall. I know there's a lot more volumes than this out. I am kind of interested in reading it, while also not. I feel like I need to be hyped into reading it, so let me know what you think about it. Next up, I got Legend of Dora Row, and that word right there. Dora Row and that word. That is what I got. This is volume 1. I've seen this around for a good while now, and I finally decided to pick up volume 1 and try it. The art is very nice. I like it. They do a lot of cool stuff with it, so no complaints there. But this volume 1, while having a cool feeling premise and stuff, man, I'm just not feeling it. It just feels meh, like middle of the road. The story is just not grabbing me. It seems kinda not great. But I know this is a volume 1, so maybe it's just tough for them to jam everything in a volume 1, and I need to give it another chance. Once again, please, MangaSloth people, if you have read this and you like this or you don't like this, please let me know why in the comments and help a sloth out, please. I also tried The Hero Laughs While Walking the Path of Vengeance a Second Time. Another quick baby title, easy to remember. I read this one and it was okay. I mean, it was nothing super special, so I'll have to see if I want to continue it or not. The artwork in this is not super great. It is very, basic feeling. A lot of white backgrounds or just shaded colored backgrounds. Not my favorite thing. There are some backgrounds here and there, but few and far between. Not something that just ruins the whole manga for me, but this was alright. I think I'm gonna try volume 2 and just go very slowly with it. A lot of volume 1s that I tried here. This is Failure Frame. This one I've also seen for a while on shelves and stuff, and I never knew what it was. I think I was seeing the novels of it on shelves, but this one has decent art and I enjoyed volume 1. I thought it was alright, so I'm gonna keep on going with this. It's another isekai and it was pretty good. Next up is The New Gate. This one I didn't know anything about, and I got it as a gift from my wife for Christmas, and I read volume 1 and I really liked it. It felt the same in a lot of ways, but it also felt refreshing in enough ways where it was cool, and I'm liking it. I'm definitely gonna get more of these. I liked it a lot. Okay people, we are gonna need some hype. My wife picked up Skip and Loafer volume 1, and she said it's one of the best volume 1s she's read in a long time, and it is very funny, good story, art is pretty good, and she sees big things coming out of this series. So let me know if you've read this, and if you haven't, give it a try. The way it sounds is most people will like this and get something out of it and probably laugh. It is funny. Next we got QQ Sweeper volume 1. I believe this is a prequel to Queen's Quality, or maybe not a prequel per se, but it's events that happened before. I know, a little confusing, but I was trying to figure this out too. I got this for my wife for Christmas. She read it she liked it, and it's got a neat premise. These people clean like bad emotions, I believe, and bad thoughts and negative energy almost, and it sounds like a really cool premise. So excited to see where this goes and to hear what it's about more. Okay, people, I grabbed Supposed Kid from the last dungeon. Boonies moved to a starter town. Holy crap, who is making these names? This is by Square Enix. I don't know anything about this series. I haven't read it. Let me know if you have read this. I feel like I might have asked about this series before, but I forgot. I got so much manga, so much stuff going on. Sometimes I can't remember. Apologies all around. I just want to know if anyone knows if this is good in their opinions. Next up, I started Skeleton Knight in Another World, and I got volume 1, 2, and 3. These covers are pretty nice. They're real shiny. It's that 7 Seas glossiness, and the backs are kind of nice too. It's all like nature setting with stuff in there. Really cool. I think the series is pretty good so far. It's got, as you can see, pretty good art, a lot of nice backgrounds and action scenes. It's pretty fun. I've enjoyed these so far. I think I'm going to continue it, obviously. I don't know how many are out, and I don't know how many novels are out of this. I believe this is a novel series that was turned into manga, if I'm correct. Alright, we got a lot to get through, people. Next up, we got Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts, Volume 14. This series is not over yet, but it's coming to an end, so I don't know how many more volumes are left of it. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This volume 14, holy smokes, I'm not even kidding. I got so many emails of this being pushed back. For a second I thought it was Finland Saga, because it was, every time I got in my email it was pushed back another week, another week, another week, another week. Here I am just talking about spam emails here, but the manga is good and very excited to see where it goes and how it ends and completes. Alright, people, hype in the chat. We got Comey Can't Communicate, Volume 16. Look at this beautiful cover here. They do such a nice job on these covers. Too bad the spines are kind of meh. So that's Comey. She can't communicate. It's volume 16, and she's never spoken a word in this manga yet. That is a lie. Here we go. Rosie in the Labyrinth, Volume 2. As you can see here, that's Rosie, a super cute little kid. And behind her, I'm assuming is the Labyrinth, maybe. And that is a cat. And over here, as you can see, that is also a cat. So there's 2 cats. And you all know what that means. Volume 2 of this, wife really likes this series. And I've also heard other people in the community and other manga tubers getting on this too. It is super cute. Obviously with Rosie, she's super cute, but there's so much mystery and cool stuff going on with these other characters. So I definitely recommend this series. Then we got Kageki Shoujo number 3. I've talked about this one a little bit here and there. Ongoing. They have a big prequel number 1, kind of like an all-in-one omnibus, and then they got these single volumes, and this is the newest one out, volume 3, still ongoing and still good. Then we got My Androgynous Boyfriend, volume 3. These are by 7 Seas also, and they are, as you can see, one of the taller mangas. This series is fun, it's very nice, and real enjoyable. I think a lot of people, no matter what your exact tastes are, I think a lot of people can get into books like this and enjoy them. Here we go, people. Kaiju number 8, volume 1. You know it was coming out. We've been waiting on it. We've been hyped for it this year. Volume 1 came out. I went into it 100% blind. Went into it not knowing a single thing about it. I stayed away from spoilers or anything at all that would tip me off, and I really like number 1. They did a really good job of setting up the story, and I really like the characters so far, and the main character is cool but also very funny. I really like this one, and maybe I'll talk about it a little more later. Continuing on, we got Black Clover, number 27. Sometimes, do you ever just look at some of your series, like this one in particular? I was reading this, and I'm like, holy cow, we're at 27. We're almost at 30. Like, geez Louise. I remember when I picked this up and it had like 3 volumes. You realize you've been reading a series for 5+ years, 10 years, something like that. It's, I don't know, it's crazy. This cover is cool. It's not my favorite cover, but we get to see this character for the first time, and he is, in my opinion, very awesome. So Black Clover continuing. Obviously I'm at 27 because it's good. Next up, we got 2 stacks of exorcisms. We can exorcise anything here. We got Twin Star Exorcist number 6, number 7, and number 8. The wife is still reading this series. She is liking it a lot. I went over it a little bit. It's got great art, great storyline. Excited about it. Really like how they do the black, white on the spines. Really cool. And then she must have been in an Exorcist binge because she started reading Blue Exorcist. And there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And these covers are, I mean, in my opinion, very awesome. I really like these covers. I'm excited to see what some of the later volumes look like. She likes the series a good bit. She thinks it has a really cool, different story, and she's continuing it. And we got a lot more of both of these series on the way because exorcisms are needed. Here is a small series I got my wife for Christmas, and it's complete at 3 volumes. It's Ghostly Things, and here is 1, 2, and 3. A nice, cool little series. Obviously, it has a feeling that it could go longer, and it may have benefited from going longer. It might be rushed a little bit, but let's take a second and let's look at these beautiful covers. Come on. They are wonderful looking. So if you're looking for a quick little series that is complete, here is one for you. Ghostly Things 1 through 3. Next up, we got Otaku Elf number 3. This series is just really funny. This elf is such, obviously, a otaku. She loves video games and Japanese snacks and all this stuff, and as you can see, she's just eyeing these snacks because that's all she cares about. Very funny, wholehearted, nice read. Ladies and gentlemen, Agent 17. What a bland looking cover, but it makes sense. The final volume of the series. This one was delayed and pushed back quite a bit. I'm not going to flip too much in this because it is the final volume. I want to talk about this a little more in the reading log, and I want to see everyone else's opinions about this in the series. Very interesting stuff that I learned about the author and the artist, which I did not know. Maybe I was just oblivious to this. It surprised me very much, and I'm kind of excited to talk about it because it's just something you don't see mangakas and artists do, at least very often, or at all. But a quick opinion on the series. Wonderful, extremely different than what you normally read. It has one of the best, if not the best, antagonist in a manga series that I've ever read. The guy is insane. Speaking of insane, we got Blood on the Tracks Volume 7, the story about a mother and her son, a beautiful story of a relationship gone absolutely batty, and it's like a psychological roller coaster and absolutely cray cray. So that's still going on, and I am enjoying the ride even though it's cray in the membrane. Jumping next to a isekai, call to adventure, defeating dungeons with a skill board. Last haul I showed 1 and 2, and number 3 came out and I got it. I like this series, and I think I'm gonna keep on reading it probably till it ends or if it gets extremely terrible. Speaking of enjoyment, I don't know if I've read a Dr. Stone volume ever that wasn't enjoyable. Obviously, we know the artist here. He's famous for his different art style, but also wonderful art style. Such great details and emotions and just everything. And let's not take away from the story because the story is so different. It's one of those mangas that if I erased this from my mind and read the premise, I'd say, yeah, that's probably not my thing. I might not read that. But that would be a mistake. I know Dr. Stone used to get a good amount of hate, I believe, for some reason. But that hate is, in my opinion, not warranted. It is very good. And here I got Overlord 2, 3, and 4. I finally started getting into this series more, and it's just one of those ones that I have seen for a long time and just never got into it. Check out that big boy out. I like this series. I'm waiting on number 5. I'm kind of bottlenecked right now because I can't find a number 5. I would have read a lot more if I did, though I kept getting confused a little bit because I was reading it alongside Skeleton Knight in Another World, and both of the main characters are skeleton-bodied people, so I was kind of getting the stories mixed up a smidge, so I stopped that. Does that ever happen to any of you? Getting like sidetracked and starting like mush some stories together? Maybe if they're similar or if they're not. It doesn't happen all the time, but it was happening. And then here's number 18 of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. I finally got a volume without tears, rips, and dings from Kodansha, and it's the only problem now is it's off center, and that doesn't bug me as much as all the rips and tears I always get in these. But I got this from a bookstore and I had like 6 to compare to, and yes, this was the best of the 6. Series is ongoing. Love it. Want some more of it. And we got Finland Saga number 12. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sloth people of all ages. Here is a book that we may not have thought we would ever get. With all the delays, the year plus of waiting, it was insane. Just for one book that is so popular, we've all been crying and whining for this series, and it finally came out, volume 12. No more delays. Of course, I read it. I had to actually grab my volume 11 and skim through it and actually read maybe half of it just to remember where I was at. That's how long it's been since I've read volume 11. Do any of you ever have to do that? You know, grab your previous volume and kind of like skim through it or read it just to remember where the heck you're at in the next volume? I really wanted to enjoy this, and I started and I was like, man, what is this guy's name? What is this guy's name? Who is this person again? So I said, okay, I'm not going to ruin some of my volume 12 that I've waited so long for, just so I could have enjoyed volume 12 the most. And I did. I really enjoyed volume 12. We know the art and the story is good. Now we wait again, hopefully not as long, for volume 13 plus. Ladies and gentlemen, very important here. We got a new year. We got so much cool stuff coming. We got new collabs. We got new videos. We got new series. We got new. And now all around that, we got new manga. The manga tubing community is growing stronger and bigger than ever. And if you enjoy my content in any way, shape, or form, please consider subscribing, hitting the like, the bell, you know, all those stinking buttons down there. And also write me a comment, talk to me, and come over to my Discord, because that is the most important thing to me. I love hearing and talking to you all. Thank you all for watching. Happy New Year. I will see you all next time.